Hello YouTube, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the Civivi Praxis. Nice offering from Civivi there. And let's get in to some specs. We're looking at right under, I should say, 8.5 inches overall, about 8.45. We're looking at 3.75 inch blade, and it is 0.11 inches thick there. So a nice slicey blade. It is 9CR 18 MOV drop point style blade with a flat grind and a nice satin finish there. And it is a stainless steel liner lock, as you can see there, with G10 scales. You do have a deep carry clip, which can be used on the right or left-hand side. This is, of course, made in China and does open on stainless steel bearings. All right, let's get a weight for the Civivi Praxis here. Nice large folder. Ooh, okay, come on, get steady. There we go. Let's zero that out. Sorry about that. Here we go. We're gonna be looking at about 4.4 ounces. So, you know, nothing too heavy, nothing ridiculous there. A little over the 1 ounce to 1 inch blade length. Kind of arbitrary measurement I like to use there. But anyway, I mean, it's not bad. Carries nicely. Okay, and let's do some size comparisons, shall we? Here it is next to a large Benjamin Griptilian. And yes, this is a large knife, both in terms of kind of the blade height and, you know, just overall. I mean, we're talking a 3 3/4 inch blade, which is, you know, pretty large. Over about 8.5 inches overall. Here it is against the Spyderco PM2. As you can see there. The Civivi is going to be just a touch longer, just a touch bigger there than the PM2. Let's look at it against the Kershaw Mini Natrix in copper. There, so yeah, kind of dwarfs the Mini Natrix there. So there you go. Let's look at it against the large Honey Badger, which is a pretty good size comparison, honestly. Pretty good size comparison. The Praxis is still going to be a touch larger, but getting pretty close there, especially in terms of blade height. That's very similar. And I apologize for my voice, guys. I'm getting over a cold here. But, of course, the show must go on. And how about against the Spyderco Shaman? There we go. Now, that's close. That's pretty close in terms of overall size as well as blade height and feel. This one feels much closer to this one, just in kind of terms of overall feel in hand and everything. This gives you a pretty good feel of what the Praxis is like. All right, so let's get into some pros and cons, some positive and negatives, the good and the bad. Let's talk about it. The first pro is it's got a really good action. It's a flipper that's riding on bearings. It's got a good detent. You know, that's a pretty big heavy blade, and it's not going to shake out or anything. You know, I can shake it pretty hard, and it's not going to shake out, but it flies out of there. It's got a good detent, good action on those bearings. Let's see if I can get it to fail. Yeah, I don't think I can. I don't think I can get this to fail because the detent's tuned right. Just about any way I do it, it's just not gonna fail. So it's got a good action on it, a good action. Which makes it a pretty good fidget knife. It's because it's also got good overall fit and finish. It feels good in hand. No hot spots that I can feel. There you go. You can get since it's almost hard to keep that whole thing on camera. But here it is in my extra large hand. You can see there in the hammer grip and in the saber grip, it is a full 4-finger grip, no matter how you cut it. You do have a finger choil there that you can choke up on if you want. We'll talk about the choil in a little bit later, but there you go. No hot spots. Everything's nice and rounded. Chamfered there. The liner meets up with the G10 there nicely, so there's nothing it's not proud. It just meets up nicely there, and it just fits in the hand well. Clip is not an issue at all. That does stick up a little bit there, but it doesn't cause a hot spot. At least in my hand. Every hand's different, but in my hand it doesn't cause a hot spot. It does have, as I mentioned, bearings. That kind of goes into the action. It's riding on bearings, which is really nice at this price, which is $42.50. Is what they go for brand new, $42.50, and it's for that price, riding on bearings. It's nice. That's a nice action there, a nice feature that it has bearings. It does have milled liners, which is good because this is a large knife, and so that's good to reduce weight there. Got some nice milling in those stainless steel liners. It's a good slicer. It does slice well for a large knife. As we said, it's a 0.11 inch blade thickness, which for a knife this size is thin, honestly. That's pretty thin. And it slices, it shows it too. It slices well. I enjoy using this knife. It's slicey. I like it a lot. I like the blade shape that kind of goes into the slicing there. You got good belly. You got a nice strong point tip there. It's nice overall. I like the blade shape. It's a good, useful blade shape. I like the lanyard position there because it doesn't get in the way of the clip at all. I like it when the lanyard's kind of integrated into the back spacer, as you can see there, because it keeps it out of the way. And therefore, you know, it fits better. You don't have a big hole in the middle of the scales here. It just kind of flows better, and it's out of the way. I'm not someone who uses a lanyard usually. I have before, and I do on some knives, but it's not something that I normally use or I use often. I'm a clip guy, you know, where I just use it. I just run it with the clip without a lanyard, so I don't really need a lanyard hole on most knives. So I like it when it's done like this in the backspacer, kind of completely out of the way and just kind of integrated into the knife. I think that's nice. So it's there if you want it. It's in a good position if you want it. It's out of the way of everything. But if you don't want it, it's just kind of part of the knife there. It doesn't take away from anything. You have easy lock access there, and you got nice jimping on the lock. And you have easy lock access. It's just proud, as you can see there, which makes it, you know, it's not so proud that it causes a hot spot when you're holding it, but it is just proud enough that it makes it easy to access there, even with fat thumbs such as mine. Makes it easy to access. And so I like that. Here are, you know, some of the cons, and there's just a few. I mean, this is a really good overall knife, especially for $42.50. I mean, my goodness. The gold liners. Now, this is kind of a point of contention because a lot of people don't like it. I like it personally. I think it's different. And I don't think that it's something that sticks out so much that it's distracting or ugly or anything. I think it's just enough to be different, and I like it. And it also comes with blue liners as well. So you can get gold or blue. I suppose it would be nice if they offered just kind of a plain stainless uncoated liners for those who prefer that. But for me, I like the gold liners. But there's a lot of people, as I have seen on the forums and on Facebook and just talking with people, who do not like the gold liners at all. I'm not one of them. I like them. But it's probably going to be a negative for a lot of people, but not for me. But I just wanted to bring that up, the gold liners. The second thing is I think it needs maybe a little bit deeper finger choil there. I wish it had a little bit of a deeper finger choil. I like that it has a finger choil, but it's a little bit shallow because when I hold it like this, I mean, my finger is getting awfully close to that edge. that sharp edge, by the way. This thing came sharp out of box, which was nice. But it's a little close for, I don't really use the finger trowel because for me, personally, that's a little too close for comfort. It's not going to take much of a slip and that finger's going to be sliced open. So I wish it had a bit of a deeper finger trowel, like maybe and this is kind of a different design, but the Shaman here has a bit of a deeper finger trowel, which makes it easier. And again, it's a little bit of a different design altogether, but that has a deeper finger trowel. I almost cut something open there. My water bottle that's sitting there. Oh man, we are doing this by the seam of our pants, guys, by the seat of our pants. I wish it maybe had a little bit, and this may be too much of a finger trowel. Okay, this is not enough. This is too much. You'll never be satisfied. But I wish it had a bit of a deeper finger trowel like this. Something that's a little bit safer, it seems to me. I wish it were a little bit safer. That finger trowel is just a little thin to me. But the good thing about it is that it's really comfortable enough in a hand like this that you don't need to choke up and use it if you don't want to. So it's just an option, but I wish it were a little bit deeper. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting over this cold. But anyway, these finger grooves here. I wish, the only thing with finger grooves is, and these are kind of designed in a way that it's not going to matter too much. But a lot of times when you have finger grooves on a knife, you're going to alienate some hands. Finger grooves are not going to be made for every type of hand, every set of hands, because every set of hands is different. And so when you have finger grooves, you're just kind of naturally going to alienate somebody whose fingers that does not fit. Now, these are done in a very inoffensive way, I guess you could say, to where it's going to fit most hands, but I'm sure there's going to be someone who it creates a hot spot. It just doesn't feel right. And so I just prefer for knives to not have finger grooves such as this. Because the PM2, one of the reasons it's so popular is that it just works for so many different people's hands. It just feels good. It's ergonomic. And it doesn't have finger grooves. Same thing with the Benchmade Griptilian. Same thing. And so I just wish that, it didn't have those finger grooves. And the cons are really nitpicks because this is a really good knife. You're getting 9CR13 MOV blade steel, which it's decent for $42. That's okay. That's a decent blade steel. You're getting bearings, which is the big thing, and a really good action. I think that's what you're paying for more than anything here is the bearings and the action. And for $42, it's good to go there. That, and it cuts like a knife is supposed to do. It has been ground to cut. It came with an edge that will cut. It is a cutting tool that actually cuts, which is always a positive. So overall, this is a great knife. I really, really like it. It is larger. So if you're not into the larger knives, this one may not be for you. But if you're someone who likes a larger knife or doesn't mind a larger knife and want to spend, $42, this is a great way to go because you're going to get a great action and a cutting tool that actually cuts. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, you can feel free to give me a thumbs down. It's okay, I understand. But let me know down in the comments what you liked, what you disliked. If you have any questions or just want to chat, I'm happy to chat with you. My email address will also be down there. Feel free to email me. I enjoy reading those and responding to those as well as your comments. And whatever you do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me and that little notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that I post a new video about a knife or, perhaps another piece of gear. I am working on some gear reviews, not just knives. We're going to branch out a little bit now. Get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So maybe a watch review in the future. or I got some lights that I enjoy that I will use, some multi-tools, some things like that. So just some different things coming up. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm sure we will come across something that you enjoy and want to know more about, and hopefully I can provide that information for you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very, very much for watching and subscribing, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.